I wasn't a big God guy. Not that I didn't believe in God. I believed in something. I just didn't know what I believed in. And I couldn't put God in a box.
Yeah.
And so this story I'm about to tell you guys is what let me know that God is very real in my life, and I don't care what anybody has to say. And so as I'm in the process of getting kicked out of the military, they're going to send me to treatment because I'd failed a urinalysis. And so my MO has always been hang around the funny guys. I go up into this treatment center. I meet a guy 6-7 years younger than me, funny as hell. And so I'm like, oh, bet. This is my rehab homie. We're going to kick it. We're going to get right through this. And so we're in there doing everything you shouldn't be doing. And about halfway through my 30-day treatment stay, I break the cardinal rule, start dating one of the girls in the treatment center. The absolute worst decision I've ever made in my entire life. I get out, and then that's when I start getting in trouble with the law. And so I catch my first 2 felonies for heroin possession. Now I got to go away. I got to go do 2 years, but I'm all good. My boys, they're going to hold me down. My girl, she'll put money on my book. She'll write me. I go away. How many letters do you think I got?
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
None. Do my time, get out, come back to Austin, and then I make the logical drug addict decision that I got to look the girl up. I go to look her up, and now she's with my young homeboy from the treatment center. They're together. So I start texting her, and so she starts sneaking around behind his back to come see me. And then he finds out about me, so he's texting me and calling me, and we're going to fight. We're going to do all this. This girl loved the fact that there were 2 guys getting ready to fight over her. She ends up packing her stuff up, and she's going to leave and come with me now. So we take off, and we go to Temple, Texas. We pull into town. I find the first little crackhead motel I can find. I get us a room. She starts unpacking her stuff, and all of a sudden, out comes the laptop. Out comes an iPad. Out comes a cell phone, PlayStation, all this electronic stuff I know she doesn't have the money for. And so I never had any problem with this guy other than the girl. So I call him up. I'm like, hey, man, I got your stuff. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to pawn it. You're more than welcome to come get it. And so for whatever reason, he thought I was setting him up. And so he ended up sending his mother to come pick up this stuff. So I go out there, very nice woman, give her the stuff. That's that. Now, fast forward 3 years later, I end up in treatment in Austin, but I'm actually there for the right reasons now. And then I hear about my friend Penny, who runs these ultra marathons. Anybody that ever hears me talk knows I always bring Penny up because in many, many ways, Penny saved my life. So one day we were out on the trail, and as she's training me up for that 10K I was talking about earlier, we're sitting there talking, telling her my whole experience, how I was getting kicked out of the military. I ended up in treatment, ended up with this girl, and at one point I said the girl's name. And so the girl has a very unique name, and as soon as I said the name, my friend Penny's running, and she stops dead in her tracks, and she looks over at me, and she goes, Shawn, do you know my son? Her son was my young homeboy from the treatment center. She was the mother that 3 years before had come and picked that stuff up off of me.
Christ.
Now, if that's
just got
not
the
God
chills.
working in my life, I don't know what is.